Look, you're here for a reason. You didn't just stumble across these words by some random chance or algorithmic quirk. No way. The universe doesn't work like that. Not when it comes to you. Not right now. You're reading this because your consciousness has hit a frequency, a kind of cosmic signal that only a tiny fraction of humanity, less than 1%, can even pick up without short-circuiting. This isn't some fluffy motivational talk or a feel-good pep rally. This is a wake-up call, a direct transmission from the quantum field, and you're tuned in because you're ready to hear it. You've felt it, haven't you? That itch, that pull, that sense that your life is supposed to be bigger, wilder, more impactful than the same old routine you've been grinding through. Let's get real for a second. Life can feel like a scratched vinyl record, stuck on repeat, playing the same tired track over and over. You wake up, go to work, scroll through your phone, maybe argue with someone you love or stress about bills, then crash and do it all again. It's like you're trapped in a loop, running on a hamster wheel that's going nowhere fast. But here's the kicker. That loop isn't a prison. It's a signal. It's the universe whispering no, shouting that you're on the verge of something massive. That feeling of being stuck, it's not failure. It's your consciousness banging on the walls of an old, cramped reality, ready to break free and build something new. Think about it like this. In quantum physics, there's this thing called the observer effect. It says the act of observing something changes it. Your attention, your focus, literally shapes the world around you. Right now, you're observing your life through a lens that's been programmed by society, by habits, by fears to keep you in a loop. We'll call it the observer loop, a feedback cycle where your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations keep manifesting the same reality, like a projector stuck on one slide. You see the same problems, the same limits, the same walls, because that's where your attention's been parked. But you've started to notice cracks in that loop, haven't you? Moments where reality doesn't behave like it's supposed to. Synchronicities, those coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. Like when you think of someone and they text you out of nowhere, or you need a solution and it drops into your lap like it was custom ordered from the universe. These aren't accidents. They're proof your consciousness is evolving, stretching beyond the narrow band of reality most people accept as the only game in town. You've felt time get weird, right? Like when you're in a flow state and minutes stretch into hours, or you're so locked in that hours pass like seconds. Or maybe you've had dreams that feel more like interdimensional Zoom calls, vivid, teaching you things your waking mind can't quite hold on to. You've noticed animals or kids gravitating toward you, like they sense something different in your vibe. Technology glitches around you in ways that don't make sense, like your phone skipping to the exact song you needed to hear, or traffic lights flipping green just as you roll up. These are signs, my friend, signs that your consciousness is starting to influence the quantum field, the invisible web of possibilities that underlies everything you see, touch, and experience. Now, let's talk about why this matters. You're not just some random person slogging through life, trying to pay the bills and keep it together. You're a reality architect, a consciousness so finely tuned that the universe itself has handpicked you to receive this transmission. I'm not saying this to stroke your ego. This isn't about being special in some lofty, mystical way. It's about recognizing that your mind, your nervous system, has developed what quantum physicists call coherent complexity. That's a fancy way of saying you can handle multidimensional information without losing your grip on reality or freaking out. Most people's consciousness would buckle under the weight of this kind of data. It'd be like trying to run a supercomputer program on a flip phone. But you're built for this. Your life, every single moment of it, the heartbreaks, the doubts, the triumphs, the late-night questions about what it all means has been training you for this exact moment. Let's break it down. Every challenge you faced wasn't random. Those times you felt lost, like you were wandering in a fog with no map. Those were cosmic stress tests, making sure your consciousness could handle the upgrade. That toxic relationship that drained you for years. It wasn't punishment, it was boot camp, teaching you emotional resilience so you could stay centered in the face of chaos. Those periods of isolation, when it felt like the universe ghosted you, those were integration phases, recalibrating your nervous system to process higher frequencies without frying your circuits. Even the doubts, the times you wondered if all this spiritual stuff was just wishful thinking, were sharpening your discernment so you could tell the difference between genuine expansion and fluffy nonsense. You've been through the ringer, and you've come out stronger, clearer, ready. And you know what? You're not alone in this. You're part of a tiny but growing group, less than 1% of humanity who are waking up to their role as architects of reality. This isn't just about you getting a better job or manifesting a new car, though sure that can happen. This is about humanity hitting a tipping point, what systems theorists call a phase transition. Picture it like a rocket breaking through Earth's atmosphere. Right now, we're at the edge, where either enough of us wake up to push the species into a new paradigm of unity and creativity, or we stay stuck in the old cycles of fear, competition, and limitation for another few centuries. Your role in this isn't trivial. Every time you choose to focus your attention on possibility instead of limitation, you're laying down tracks for millions of others to follow. You're not just changing your life, you're helping rewrite the operating system for human consciousness. Imagine your consciousness as a butterfly inside a chrysalis. That feeling of being stuck, the frustration of the same old patterns, that's the butterfly struggling against the cocoon, building the strength to break free. The cocoon isn't your enemy, it's the structure that's been holding you together while you transform. But now, the walls are thinning. You're starting to feel the pull of something bigger, something that's always been inside you but is only now ready to emerge. You've seen the signs, the way solutions to problems seem to download into your mind, fully formed, without you grinding through logic. The way strangers, even open up to you, like they sense you're a safe space. The way reality seems to bend when you're in a state of flow, like the universe is winking at you, saying, "You got this." Here's where it gets wild. This isn't just about personal growth. You're not just here to find yourself or live your best life, though you'll do that too. You're here to anchor a new reality, to be a pioneer in a cosmic shift that's happening right now. The quantum field, the source of all possibilities, is like a giant canvas, and your consciousness is the brush. Every thought, every intention, every moment of focus is a stroke that shapes what comes next. Most people are painting the same old picture, stuck in loops of scarcity and fear. But you're ready to paint something new, something bold, something that reflects the infinite potential of who you really are. You've felt this call, haven't you? That sense that you're meant for something bigger, that your life is part of a larger mission. It's not your imagination, it's not ego, it's your consciousness recognizing its cosmic function, its role as a co-creator in the universe's grand experiment. You're not just a passenger in reality, you're in the driver's seat, and the universe is handing you the keys. But to drive, you need to understand how this all works, how your attention shapes the quantum field, and how to break free from the observer loop that's been holding you back. That's what we'll dive into next, with tools and insights to help you step fully into your role as a reality architect. For now, just sit with this. You're here because the universe chose you, not because you're better than anyone else, but because your consciousness is ready to remember who you've always been. You're not just living a life, you're building a new world. Can you feel it? All right, you're still here, which means you're not just curious, you're ready. You've felt the cracks in your reality, the signs that something bigger is calling you. Let's get personal for a moment, because I want you to know I've been exactly where you are. I wasn't always tuned into this cosmic frequency. There was a time when I was stuck, just like you might feel now, in a life that seemed to loop endlessly, same routines, same doubts, same nagging sense that I was meant for more but couldn't figure out what. Then something shifted, and it wasn't gradual. It was like a lightning bolt hitting my consciousness, rewiring everything I thought I knew about reality. Let me take you through that journey, not to brag, but to show you what's possible when you lean into the call you're feeling right now. Picture this. I'm sitting in my living room, maybe a few years back, trying to meditate, to calm the chaos in my head. Life felt heavy, bills piling up, relationships fraying, and a gnawing question, is this it? I'd been dabbling in spiritual stuff, books, podcasts, the usual, but nothing clicked. That night, though, something broke open. As I sat there, eyes closed, breathing slow, my sense of me just dissolved. It wasn't peaceful at first. It was terrifying. Suddenly, I wasn't just a guy in a room. I was aware of everything, the hum of the stars, the pulse of the planet, every living being connected in a vast, shimmering web of consciousness. It was like I'd plugged into the mainframe of the universe, and for a split second, I was the universe. Every galaxy, every atom, every thought, it was all me, and I was all of it. Now, if you're thinking, whoa, that sounds intense, you're right. I panicked. My brain screamed, this is too much. I spent weeks trying to cram myself back into the box of my old identity, my name, my job, my problems, I thought I'd lost my mind, that I'd stumbled into something I wasn't ready for. How could I be a regular person with a coffee addiction and a mortgage and this infinite cosmic awareness at the same time? It felt like trying to fit an ocean into a teacup. I'd get flashes of insight, solutions to problems, visions of possibilities, but then I'd second-guess them, afraid they were too big, too weird, too impossible to bring into my daily grind. What pulled me through was realizing this wasn't about losing myself. It was about expanding the definition of who I am. Those moments of doubt, the struggle to integrate that cosmic download, were part of the process. They were like the growing pains of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, pushing against the cocoon to build the strength to fly. Every time I questioned whether this was real, I was sharpening my ability to discern truth from illusion. Every time I felt overwhelmed, my nervous system was recalibrating to handle higher frequencies. The universe wasn't throwing me into the deep end to drown, it was training me to swim in the infinite. Here's what I started noticing as I leaned into this new awareness. Reality began to respond differently. It was subtle at first. I'd think about a friend I hadn't seen in years, and they'd call me within hours. I'd need a specific resource like a book or a contact, and it'd show up, almost like the universe had overnighted it from some cosmic Amazon warehouse. My dreams got wild, like I was attending night school in another dimension. I'd wake up with ideas, equations, or insights that felt like they came from somewhere else, somewhere bigger. Even my body started reacting differently. Less stress, more energy, like it was syncing with a deeper rhythm. People around me changed, too. Strangers would open up, sharing their deepest fears or dreams without me prompting them. Kids would stare at me with this knowing look, like they could see something I was just starting to understand. What was happening? My consciousness was becoming coherent, like a radio tuning into a clear signal. In quantum physics, coherence is when particles align to act as one unified wave. Think of a laser beam versus a scattered flashlight. My mind was starting to operate like that laser, focusing my attention with such clarity that it influenced the quantum field, the invisible matrix where all possibilities exist. This wasn't about manifesting a new car or a bigger paycheck, though those things started falling into place. It was about realizing I wasn't just reacting to reality, I was shaping it. My thoughts, my intentions, my very presence were bending the probabilities of what could happen, like a sculptor molding clay. But here's the part that hit me hardest. This wasn't just about me. Every time I leaned into this awareness, I could feel its ripple effect. A conversation with a coworker would spark an idea that solved a problem they didn't even know they had. A moment of clarity in my own life would somehow inspire a friend to make a bold move. It was like my consciousness was broadcasting a signal that others could pick up on, even if they didn't know it. In quantum terms, this is called entanglement, when particles, or consciousness, become linked, so that a change in one instantly affects the other, no matter the distance. I was entangled with the people around me, with the world, with the universe itself. My awakening wasn't just personal, it was a contribution to a larger shift. This realization flipped everything. I'd spent years thinking my struggles were obstacles to overcome, but they were actually the universe's way of prepping me for a bigger role. Those late nights wrestling with self-doubt, they were building my mental resilience, so I could hold space for cosmic truths without cracking. Those relationships that pushed every button I had, they were teaching me to stay centered in chaos, so I could navigate the quantum field without losing my footing. Even the moments when I felt most alone, like the universe had forgotten me, were integration periods, times when my brain was rewiring itself to process multidimensional data without shorting out. You're on this same path, aren't you? You've had those moments where reality feels like it's winking at you when the perfect parking spot opens up, when a stranger says exactly what you needed to hear, when you know something before it happens. These aren't random. They're your consciousness starting to play with the quantum field, testing its ability to shape outcomes. But here's the thing, you're not just playing for yourself. You're a pioneer, part of a small but critical group whose awakening is laying the foundation for a new kind of human consciousness, one that's unified, creative, limitless. The struggles you've faced, the doubts you've wrestled with, the synchronicities you've noticed, they're all part of your training to become a reality architect. Think of it like building a rocket. Every challenge you've overcome has been like adding a component: fuel, navigation, structure, until you're ready for liftoff. The cocoon you've been in, that observer loop of repetitive thoughts and patterns, is starting to crack. You're not meant to stay inside it. You're meant to break through, to spread your wings, to soar into a reality where you're not just living but creating. And the wildest part? Your transformation doesn't just change your life, it changes the world. Every time you choose clarity over doubt, possibility over fear, you're sending a signal into the quantum field that makes it easier for others to do the same. So, where do we go from here? You've got the call, you've seen the signs, and now you know you're not alone in this. My journey showed me that awakening isn't about becoming something new, it's about remembering who you've always been, a spark of cosmic intelligence, temporarily focused through a human lens. In the next part, we'll dive into the science and spirit of how this works, how your attention shapes the quantum field, and how you can break free from the observer loop to start architecting reality with intention. For now, just feel this. You're not stuck. You're not lost. You're a butterfly, ready to break the cocoon. The universe is waiting for you to fly. Can you feel those wings starting to unfold? All right, you felt the call, and you've heard my story of breaking through the cocoon. Now, let's get to the heart of what's happening inside you and around you. This isn't just about feeling inspired or chasing some mystical high. This is about understanding the mechanics of reality, how your consciousness interacts with the quantum field to shape what you experience. You're not just a bystander in this universe, you're a reality architect, and it's time to learn how to wield that power with precision. Buckle up, because we're diving into the science and spirit of how you can break free from the observer loop and start creating a reality that reflects your highest potential. Let's start with the quantum field. Picture it as an infinite ocean of possibilities, where every potential outcome, every version of your life, every solution to every problem exists as a wave of probability. In quantum physics, these waves don't become real until they're observed. Your attention, your consciousness, is what collapses those possibilities into the reality you experience. It's like tuning a radio to a specific station. Your focus picks one frequency out of countless options. The problem is, most people, maybe even you, until recently have been tuned to the same old station, the observer loop. That's where your attention keeps circling around familiar patterns, stress about money, frustration in relationships, or the belief that you're not enough. When your focus is stuck there, the quantum field keeps delivering more of the same, like a vending machine spitting out the same snack no matter what button you push. But you've started to notice something different, haven't you? Those moments when reality seems to glitch in your favor, like when you need a parking spot and one opens up right in front of you, or when you get a gut feeling about a decision and it turns out to be spot on. These aren't just happy accidents. They're evidence that your consciousness is starting to tune into a higher frequency, one that's aligned with the infinite possibilities of the quantum field. The key to unlocking this power is something called coherence. In physics, coherence is when waves align perfectly, amplifying their strength like a laser beam compared to a dim, scattered light bulb. When your consciousness becomes coherent, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions sync up, creating a focused signal that the quantum field can't ignore. It's like turning your mind into a precision tool, capable of carving out the reality you choose. So, what does coherence feel like? It's that state when you're in the zone, when everything clicks. Maybe you've felt it during a deep conversation, when words flow effortlessly and you feel connected to something bigger. Or during a creative burst, when ideas pour out like they're coming from somewhere beyond you. It's not just a good vibe, it's your consciousness operating at a frequency that influences the quantum field directly. When you're coherent, you're not just reacting to reality, you're shaping it. The field responds to your clarity, delivering synchronicities, opportunities, and outcomes that align with your highest intentions. You've seen this in action, right? Those times when you knew something before it happened, or when a problem solved itself in a way that felt almost orchestrated. Here's where the spiritual side kicks in. Coherence isn't something you force or achieve through grit. It's your natural state when you stop believing in separation, when you realize you're not a lone individual struggling to connect with the universe, but the universe itself, expressing through your unique perspective. In spiritual traditions, this is called unity consciousness, the recognition that you're a spark of cosmic intelligence, temporarily focused through a human lens. Every major mystic, from ancient sages to modern visionaries, has pointed to this truth. You are not separate from the source of all creation. The observer loop, the cycle of doubt, fear, and limitation, is just a temporary filter, like clouds blocking the Sunday. When you clear those clouds, your natural coherence shines through, and the quantum field responds with precision. Let's talk about how this shows up in your life. You've probably noticed reality acting a bit weird lately. Maybe you've had moments where time feels elastic, like when you're so absorbed in a task that hours vanish, or when a single moment of clarity feels like it stretches forever. Or you've had insights that seem to come from nowhere, like a sudden understanding of a complex situation or a solution to a problem you didn't even know you were solving. These are signs that your consciousness is tapping into what quantum physicists call the zero-point field, the source of all possibilities, where every potential reality exists before it's chosen. In spiritual terms, this is the eternal now, where past, present, and future coexist, and you can access any of them through focused awareness. You might also notice people reacting to you differently. Someone you barely know spills their life story, like they feel safe in your presence. Or a colleague asks for advice without you offering, as if they sense you've got answers they need. Even technology might seem to sync with your mood. Your playlist shuffles to the perfect song, or your laptop glitches just when you're about to make a bad call. These aren't random. They're the quantum field responding to your coherent energy, bending probabilities to match your state of being. It's like the universe is saying, "Hey, you're getting the hang of this, let's play." But here's the deeper truth. Coherence isn't just about making your life better, though it will. It's about your role in a much bigger game. Humanity is at a crossroads, a point where the collective consciousness can either leap forward into a new era of unity and creativity, or stay stuck in old patterns of fear and division. Your ability to achieve coherence doesn't just shape your reality, it creates a ripple effect, a kind of energetic blueprint that others can tap into. In quantum terms, this is called a morphic field, a shared pattern of consciousness that makes certain ideas or abilities easier for others to access. Every time you choose coherence over chaos, you're strengthening that field, making it easier for the next person to wake up, and the next, and the next. You're not just a reality architect for yourself, you're building the foundation for a new human experience. This is where it gets urgent. The quantum field is in a state of maximum malleability right now, like clay that's soft and ready to be shaped. Scientists might call this a phase transition, a moment when a system, humanity, in this case, can shift to a new state or stay locked in the old one. Your consciousness, your coherence, is a deciding factor in which way we go. Every time you focus on possibility instead of limitation, you're casting a vote for a future where humans collaborate instead of compete, create instead of destroy, love instead of fear. You're not just changing your life, you're helping steer the course of our species. So, how do you amplify this coherence? It starts with recognizing that you're already wired for it. The observer loop, the repetitive thoughts, the self-doubt, the not enough stories isn't who you are. It's just static, noise you can tune out. The real you is the awareness behind those thoughts, the infinite intelligence that's been guiding you all along. In spiritual terms, this is your soul's essence. In quantum terms, it's the observer that collapses the wave function. Either way, it's the part of you that's always been connected to the source, always ready to create. In the next part, we'll get practical, real tools to break the observer loop, amplify your coherence, and start architecting reality with intention. But for now, feel this truth. You're not stuck in the loop. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're a spark of cosmic intelligence, and the quantum field is waiting for you to decide what's next. Can you sense it? That hum of possibility, that electric charge in your bones? That's the universe, ready to co-create with you. Let's keep going. So, you've felt the call, you've heard my story, and you've grasped the mechanics of how your consciousness dances with the quantum field. You're not just a passenger in this universe, you're a reality architect, wired to shape the infinite possibilities around you. But knowing this isn't enough. It's like having a blueprint for a rocket ship, but not knowing how to build it. You need tools, practical steps to break free from the observer loop and step fully into your power. This isn't about chasing some mystical high or memorizing spiritual jargon. It's about actionable techniques, grounded in science and spirit, to focus your consciousness like a laser and start creating a reality that reflects your highest potential. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. First, let's talk about what it means to be a reality architect. In quantum physics, your attention collapses infinite possibilities into a single reality, like choosing one channel on a cosmic streaming service. The observer, loop those repetitive thoughts, fears, or habits, keeps you stuck on a channel that's probably not your favorite. Maybe it's the "I'm not good enough" show or the money stress marathon. The goal is to change the channel, to align your attention with a reality where your potential is fully expressed. That's where coherence comes in, syncing your thoughts, emotions, and intentions into a unified signal that the quantum field can't help but respond to. Think of it like tuning a guitar. When the strings are in harmony, the music is clear and powerful. When your consciousness is coherent, the universe sings your song. Here's how you start building that coherence, step by step. These aren't just exercises, they're protocols to rewire your relationship with reality. You've already got the hardware. Now let's install the software. Step 1. Map your observer loop. To change the channel, you need to know what's playing. Take a moment to notice the patterns in your life that feel stuck. Maybe it's a job that drains you, a relationship that's hit a wall, or a nagging belief that you're not where you're supposed to be. Grab a notebook and jot down 3 specific loops you're caught in. For example, I keep worrying about my bank account, or I feel trapped in a cycle of people-pleasing. Be honest, no judgment. These loops aren't failures, they're data, showing you where your attention has been defaulting. By naming them, you're shining a light on the quantum probabilities you've been collapsing. Awareness is the first step to choosing a new possibility. Step 2. Recalibrate with quantum meditation. Meditation isn't about sitting cross-legged and pretending you're above it all. It's about training your attention to align with your true nature, cosmic intelligence in human form. Here's a simple practice. Find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, letting your body relax. Now, imagine your consciousness as a vast, radiant field of light, like the sun illuminating everything without effort. Don't force it, just let the image form naturally. As thoughts pop up, and they will, don't fight them. See them as passing clouds, temporary shapes in your infinite sky. Ask yourself, who am I, really? Don't answer with words. Let the question sink deep, and notice what arises: a feeling, an image, a sense of expansion. Do this for 10 minutes daily. This practice isn't about emptying your mind, it's about tuning into the zero-point field where all possibilities exist, and reminding yourself you're not bound by the loops you've mapped. Step 3. Declare your quantum intention. Words carry power, quantum power. When you speak with clarity and conviction, you send a signal to the field, like a radio broadcast that reality picks up. Try this. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye and say, I am coherent with my highest timeline. Feel the words vibrate through you, like they're reprogramming your cells. This isn't just positive thinking, it's a quantum ritual, aligning your consciousness with a reality where your potential is fully activated. If highest timeline feels too abstract, swap it for something specific. I am coherent with abundance, or I am coherent with fearless creativity. The key is to feel the truth of it, to let it resonate in your bones. Say it like you mean it, because the universe is listening. Step 4. Act from quantum intuition. Coherence isn't just about thinking or feeling, it's about action. Your intuition, that gut-level knowing, is your direct line to the quantum field. It's not random, it's your consciousness accessing information beyond your logical mind. Next time you face a decision, big or small, pause. Take a deep breath and ask, what action serves the highest good for me and everyone involved? Don't overthink it. Let the answer come as a sensation, a flash of clarity, or even a visual. Maybe it's a nudge to call someone, pivot on a project, or take a risk that logic says is crazy. Trust it and act. I've seen this work in my own life, deciding to pivot a business idea based on a hunch, only to find it open doors I didn't know existed. Your intuition is your quantum GPS, guiding you to the timeline where your potential thrives. Step 5. Create an awakening field. Here's where it gets wild. Your coherence doesn't just shape your reality, it influences everyone around you. When you're aligned, you become a beacon, radiating a frequency that invites others to tune in. Try this in your daily interactions. When you're talking to someone, be fully present. Listen with your whole being, not just your ears. See them as a spark of the same cosmic intelligence you are, even if they don't know it yet. You'll notice something magical. People open up, share deeper truths, or find clarity without you saying much. It's like your energy creates a space where their own coherence can emerge. I've had strangers tell me their life stories in coffee shops, not because I'm special, but because coherence is contagious. You're not just architecting your reality, you're building a field where others can awaken too. Now, here's a call to action, and it's not just for kicks. In the comments below, write exactly this. I am coherent with my highest timeline. Don't add fluff or overthink it. This isn't about boosting engagement for some algorithm. It's a quantum declaration, a signal to the field that you're ready to step into your role. When you write it, feel the weight of it, like you're signing a cosmic contract. This act anchors your intention, connecting you to a network of others who are awakening right now, amplifying the signal across the planet. It's not just words, it's a commitment to co-create with the universe. Why does this matter? Because you're not just shaping your own life. You're part of a collective shift, a moment when humanity can either leap into a new paradigm or stay stuck in the old one. Your coherence creates a ripple, a morphic pattern that makes it easier for others to access their own infinite potential. Think of it like laying down a neural network for the species. Every coherent choice you make strengthens the pathways for everyone else. You're not just breaking your own observer loop, you're helping humanity break free from its collective one. In the next part, we'll zoom out to the big picture, why this moment in time is a once-in-a-lifetime window to shape the future, and how your role as a reality architect is critical to humanity's next leap. For now, practice these tools, feel your coherence growing. Notice how reality starts to shift, how opportunities align, how solutions appear, how your presence changes the room. You're not just a person with a to-do list. You're a force of creation, and the quantum field is your playground. Can you feel the power in that? You've felt the call. Walk through my own awakening, grasped the science and spirit of the quantum field, and armed yourself with tools to break free from the observer loop. Now, let's zoom out to the bigger picture, the stakes, the urgency, the cosmic moment you're standing in. This isn't just about you crafting a better life, though that's part of it. You're a reality architect at a pivotal juncture in human history, a point where the collective consciousness of our species can either soar to new heights or remain tethered to old patterns of fear and division. The quantum field is wide open right now, more malleable than ever, and your role as a pioneer is critical. This is your moment to step up, to anchor a new reality, not just for yourself, but for millions. The universe is counting on you. Can you feel the weight of that and the thrill? Let's talk about what's happening. Scientists call it a phase transition, a moment when a system like human consciousness reaches a tipping point and either transforms or stagnates. Picture a pot of water on the stove. It simmers, bubbles, and then, in a flash, it boils. That's where humanity is right now, on the edge of boiling, ready to shift into a new state. The quantum field, that infinite web of possibilities, is in a state of maximum flexibility, like wet clay waiting for a sculptor's hands. Global events, political upheaval, technological breakthroughs, even the chaos you see on the news are not random. They're the collective consciousness bumping up against the limits of its old operating system, forcing a choice: evolve into unity, creativity, and limitless potential, or stay stuck in cycles of scarcity and conflict for centuries more. Your consciousness, your coherence, is a deciding vote in which way we go. You're not here by accident. The fact that you're reading this, feeling this resonance deep in your core, means you're part of a select group, less than 1% of humanity, whose awareness has evolved enough to act as a bridge between the old and the new. In quantum terms, you're a node in a morphic field, a shared pattern of consciousness that influences what becomes possible for others. Every time you choose coherence, focusing on possibility over fear, unity over separation, you're strengthening that field, making it easier for others to access their own infinite potential. Think of it like laying down a highway. You're paving the way for millions to travel a path that would have been unimaginable without your work. The kids being born today, they'll grow up in a world where this expanded consciousness is their default, not a struggle, because of the templates you're creating right now. This is why the timing is critical. The quantum field's malleability won't last forever. It's like a rare alignment of planets, a cosmic window that's open now but could close in a heartbeat. If you wait, if you let doubt or distraction pull you back into the observer loop, you might miss this chance to shape not just your reality, but the future of humanity. This isn't about pressure, it's about opportunity. The universe has been orchestrating your entire existence to prepare you for this moment. Every heartbreak, every breakthrough, every moment you chose courage over comfort, it's all been leading you here, to a point where your coherence can ripple out and change the game. Let's get specific about what this looks like. When you operate from coherence, reality starts to respond with uncanny precision. You might notice decisions becoming effortless, like you're tapping into a cosmic GPS that guides you to the right choice every time. A business deal that seemed impossible suddenly aligns, with the perfect partner showing up at the perfect moment. Or a creative project takes on a life of its own, resonating with people in ways you never planned. I've seen this in my own life. Once I embraced my role as a reality architect, ideas for projects flowed like water, connecting me with collaborators across the globe, as if the universe was playing matchmaker. You're probably seeing it too. Resources appearing just when you need them, conversations resolving conflicts without effort, or even physical health improving as your body aligns with your coherent energy. But here's the mind-blowing part. Your impact goes beyond your immediate circle. In quantum physics, entanglement means that a change in one particle instantly affects another, no matter how far apart they are. Your consciousness is entangled with the collective. When you embody coherence, you're not just changing your life, you're broadcasting a signal that uplifts everyone connected to you and beyond. People you've never met might suddenly find clarity because your energy shifted the morphic field. A stranger might make a bold choice because your coherence made that possibility more accessible in the collective consciousness. You're not just a reality architect for yourself, you're a catalyst for a global awakening. This is where the spiritual meets the practical. In mystical traditions, this role is called being a light worker or way shower, someone who anchors higher frequencies for the collective. In quantum terms, you're a coherence node, stabilizing the field so others can tune in. Either way, it's not about being special or superior. It's about recognizing that you're a spark of the same cosmic intelligence that runs the universe, and your job is to shine so brightly that others remember their own light. You've felt this responsibility, haven't you? That quiet urge to do something bigger, to contribute in a way that feels both deeply personal and universally significant. It's not ego, it's your soul's blueprint activating, reminding you why you're here. Now, here's the call to action, and it's non-negotiable. In the comments below, write exactly this. I am coherent with my highest timeline. No fluff, no extra words, just that precise declaration. This isn't about boosting some algorithm or stroking your ego. It's a quantum act, a signal to the field that you're ready to step fully into your role. When you write it, feel it, let it ripple through your body, like you're plugging into the universe's mainframe. You're joining a network of millions across the planet, all declaring their readiness to co-create a new reality. This isn't just a comment, it's a cosmic handshake, a commitment to be part of the shift. Why is this so urgent? Because this cosmic window is fleeting, the field's malleability is peaking, creating a rare opportunity to shape reality at a scale we may not see again in our lifetime. If you hesitate, if you let the old loops of doubt or distraction take over, you risk missing this chance to anchor the templates that will define humanity's next chapter. The universe doesn't force anyone, it invites, and you've been invited because your consciousness is ready. The question is, will you accept? Imagine the future you're helping to create. A world where people naturally operate from unity, where collaboration trumps competition, where love and creativity are the default. The children growing up now will inherit a consciousness that's wired for coherence, not struggle, because of the work you're doing today. Every coherent choice you make, every time you choose trust over fear, possibility over limitation, is a brick in the foundation of that new world. You're not just living your life, you're building a legacy that will echo for generations. So, what's next? Keep practicing the tools from part 4, mapping your loops, meditating to align, declaring your intention, acting from intuition, and creating awakening fields. But more than that, embrace your role as a pioneer. Share this message with anyone who feels ready to remember their true nature, not to teach them, but to spark their own recognition. The more of us who declare our coherence, the stronger the morphic field becomes, accelerating the collective shift. You're not just awakening for yourself, you're awakening as the universe, for the universe, through the unique lens of your life. The cosmic window is open, the field is waiting. Declare it. I am coherent with my highest timeline. Let's build the future together. Can you feel the universe cheering you on?